coming back to South Africa, right, we have public interest and competitive effects. I would say that since the mid 2000s, with the introduction of Minister Ibrahim Patel in the Ministry of Trade and Competition, is that we have seen a shift. And this is something that the former minister himself has admitted to, something that he is proud of, saying that he has emphasized more public interest considerations in large merger decisions, which has led to things like, the most famous one being the Burger King case, whereby the company had to have an employment share scheme. But even prior to that, you had the Pioneer Foods case for all my competition legal heads there, whereby Pioneer and PepsiCo, when PepsiCo was trying to buy Pioneer Foods, and it had to give 5% of its equity to historically disadvantaged persons. And this shift happened because the Competition Commission used to defer to other pieces of legislation that sought to achieve these things. If we all know, in South Africa, we have legislation that deals with broad-based Black economic empowerment, dedicated legislation that is solely focused on that. We have legislation that deals with employment equity. We have legislation that regulates the labor regime. Yet you will find that these legislative, I would like to say, areas of competence, right, are all just coalesced into the Competition Act. The Competition Act can go into the purview of BEE legislation and dictate to a company that is applying for a merger to have a part of its equity given to its workers who are Black. And this is not seen as an overreach by the Competition Commission or competition authorities. It is instead lauded, as I have said, by the former minister, who said that it is a point of pride for him. Yet, when you think of it from a legal perspective, from just like a legalese perspective, that is not how it should work. There's a duplication of competencies between these legislations. And if there is a dedicated legislation meant to deal with something, then that legislation should always be deferred to. Instead, what we see in current competition cases, most especially in mergers, is public interest seemingly dominating more than anything else, more than the competitive considerations, which should be the primary consideration, at least according to me, when deciding whether a particular competition policy is good or bad.